What's going on, guys? Roger here, QVO Tactical. Today we are back out on the range with Jacob Gray, but this time it is with the TWC Black. Let's get into it. As always, guys, I want to give you full transparency on how we go about getting products here on the channel for review. We work with the team over at Jacob Gray, and you guys remember we filmed the original TWC 9 that came out. They recently released the TWC Black as well as TWC Hex. They sent us out the black model, and yeah, this was sent to us free of charge, guys. It's for us to keep and use for holster fitment as well as future content. But I always want to let you guys know how we get the products here. But now, let's jump into first rounds. Time for first rounds, guys. Let's see how this new TWC Black from Jacob Gray feels. SuperVel 115, and just 10 yards out. And then we'll get zero to here after a second. Here we go. Definitely stays on target. I got a couple flyers. We'll go take a look, but return to zero is very quick. Trigger feels great. Feels like a solid double stack 1911. But as I was shooting, I noticed how quick the red dot was returning. I got 2 Charlie, and then the rest either 15 or Alpha. Yeah, I mean, feels exactly what you would expect the higher end double stack 1911/2011, you know, that whole genre category. But for, you know, one being on the higher end, it feels exactly like it should. I'll have Marco shoot it, see what he thinks, but yeah, I mean, first rounds feel good.
So we got the Jacob Gray here. Let's give some shots. Not bad. Shoots like a 2011. Trigger is pretty smooth. It's polymer, but pretty nice, I will say.
Oh dang, Marco's serious today. He kept everything Alpha.
It is a nice 2011, so I mean, makes life easier.
All right, you say you zero your optics for matches at 15?
15, but then I'll double check at 25, make sure left right's good. But we usually start at 15.
All right, well, let's zero this thing at 15 today.
Yeah.
All right, guys, 15 yards out. Got a decent zero, and I'm going to shoot a group for you. Phone is recording down range. Let's see how the TWC Black groups. Failure to feed right there. I think it's getting, the hollow point's getting hung up on the feed ramp. All right, let's go take a look. Down here at the target now, guys, and happy with the group. I believe the shot pattern went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy being my flyer. You guys know I always have to have one flyer in my groupings. Still, with that, we have a 1.5 inch group. Super happy with that. I will say, though, I want to kind of make note of this for you guys, because one person actually asked me about it in a different video on the 507 comp that we're using specifically, if I've noticed anything with the elevation. And I think on the XP, that's what happened. I thought it was a bad unit, but I actually think the elevation just bottomed out, and it did this on here as well. When I was getting my group, I was about here. I wanted to come up some more, but it looks like I can't go up anymore on the elevation adjustment. I was talking to Marco off camera about it, if he's ever noticed it. He hasn't had that issue, but then I realized it might have to do with something with how deep the optic cut is. You run the Sand Viper for your matches. That's like,
it's low.
Yeah,
It's
when I did the review with Marco's gun, that's one thing that I loved about it, was like they make the optic cut so low that way.
The iron sights.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's a thing. I'll reach out to Hollister and find out, but somebody else asked about it in a previous video. So anybody else, if you have that issue, please let me know. I'm curious to see if anybody else is running into that issue where you're not able to move the elevation or move the up adjustment anymore, and if it's bottoming out for you guys. But either way, the grouping would have been here. That's when I got my group. And you can see here we were having rounds touch when I was grouping previous to showing you this grouping. Sorry, when we were zeroing. But I'm going to jump into some build drills now. And yeah, I think that's the type of results you'd expect from shooting, you know, a higher end double stack 1911. You guys asked about the ammo used when we're zeroing. This is the SuperVel 9mm solid copper hollow point. It's actually what Marco's defensive ammo is. And first build drill of the day. Let's see how it goes. Pretty good. 3 in the chest, 3 in the neck for a 188. First shot was a 103. Best split was a 16. Yeah. So it'd have been 3 Alpha, 3 Charlie, but in a defensive situation, I don't mind this at all. Let's go again. $169. First shot was an 8.9. Best split was a 15. And everything is looking like high Charlies. I'm gonna go one more. And it doesn't move. I do like that. 170. Best split was a 14 there. Shooting a little to the right with this group, and I kind of lined it, strung it up. So guys, very easy to get sub 2 second build drill. I'm gonna shoot one more because I want to go for how clean I can get it. So I'm gonna play with that 0.3 of a second that I have under 2 seconds to see if I can clean this up and bring it here. But trigger feels really good to me. You and I always have this debate because you like the longer. This is a shorter one, huh?
Yeah, shorter, medium shorter.
Yeah, it's kind of what I prefer. Like, it just clicks with me. Like, the reset is where exactly where I want it to. The brake is where I want it to be. So really digging the trigger. We're going back and forth. At first, when you look at it, it looks polymer. We looked it up on the site. It says CRT, but we think it's an aluminum trigger. Like, I'll tap it for you guys on camera when we do the final thoughts. But I like the trigger a lot. So I like that medium to short.
It's well built. Like it's assembled correctly, like tuned up.
But now let's see if I can put the rounds where I want them to go. There we go. 189. Best split was a 14 there. Let you guys see it. And that would probably be, I don't know, that might be 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie. If not, it would be 4 Alpha.
Yeah, that'd be.
That's Charlie for sure.
In. This one might be in. Probably in. That's probably in.
Yeah, so, I mean, I took an extra 0.2 of a second and made it much better. It's still sub 2. Gun's very controllable, guys. You guys earlier, I was getting 0.88 for my first shot versus now 106. So again, taking that 0.2 of an extra, second to get properly lined up before I just, as soon as you start shooting, the dot's gonna stay there. And I'll bring in camera footage looking through the optics so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But the return to zero is just pretty on point.
Hey guys, Marco, we're going to try the doubles drill with this. I'm going to track the dot, see when it settles back, try to pull the trigger again, just to see how the dot tracking is when you're shooting this gun. Let's find out.
Best split was a 14.
Yeah. Pretty predictable. The gun's very smooth. The one to the left was me. This is the first shot, so it was 1-2. Just me kind of overdriving it back, and then this is just vertical. Like, it just comes back like this. The dot will come back nice and vertical, no left to right play, no side to side like a U. Very predictable gun to shoot, very nice, well built.
So for the people tuning into our channel for the first time, Marco, explain to them, your first shot is here. Then the gun, you have the recoil.
The muzzle comes
as
back
it comes
up.
back down and settles, you're breaking the second shot.
Yeah, you can break the second shot in a vertical line, which is nice because it means you're not going to throw shots left to right. You're just going to throw them like this.
And guys, that's happening in 0.14 of a second. So first shot, boom, 0.14.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom again
for the second. You think you can get faster to 0.14 on this?
Yeah, you can. This trigger is very nice. Definitely doable.
All right, let's do one more.
Yeah.
Hey, 0.12.
Pick up the speed.
So there you guys can see in the bottom right there. Got it down to a 0.12, which is pretty dang awesome.
Still acceptable group. You just got to fight it a little more, so that's kind of normal at that speed.
Is it 1,
1-2, and then this one was 1-2, and then it's tightened up after. That's probably the slowest split will be this one. But yeah, that's pretty much what you'll get when you speed it up. You'll get a lot more. It's a balance of really just trying to ride the muscle of the gun and then get the trigger finger going. You can actually, if you're quick enough, you can get it the split quick enough where you can sneak it in closer in a tighter group. But it's kind of hard to control it. That's the downside. So the 14 is the more controllable split.
And what's crazy is people are like, you know, you're talking 0.14 versus 0.12, so we're talking 200ths of a second. But you've probably seen guys win or lose matches by 200ths of a second.
And if the thing is like 0.14, 0.12, but that's one target. In a stage, you're shooting like maybe 10 targets, so that's you're getting time on every 10 targets.
Gotcha.
So that's where it starts to come into play.
Cool.
Yeah. Marco here with your trigger breakdown for the Jacob Gray Black. Let's see what it is. So take up, nice hard stop right there. Really easy to find. Brakes about 3 pounds, very clean. Reset, clean as always with a 2011. Nice. So let's reset, brake, reset, brake. Very easy to get used to. Very fast shooting gun. They did a really good job fit and finish here. Fitting the trigger and everything.
So guys, Roger Marco here. Final thoughts on the Jacob Gray TWC Black. We do have the original Jacob Gray that they sent us, the TWC 9, and we figured we'd bring it with us to kind of go over the differences. They both shoot very well, guys. When we did the initial review on this, you know, we liked the gun. A few things that we, you know, constructively wish they would have changed, which they did. The trigger guard shape, this is now more of a square trigger guard, so it's going to fit more of your holsters out there, like our, you know, the holsters we make here at QVO Tactical. A lot of you guys that watch the channel don't know that we own a holster company here in Las Vegas. We've been making holsters for the last 12 years, guys. So if you're looking for a holster for this setup, QVOtactical.com is our website. Any questions about stuff, let us know down below in the comment section. But, you know, kind of compare and contrast with the two from the former generation to the new, the black. The grip has changed. The original TWC had more of a smooth texture. This has a checkered pattern, but honestly, it's still kind of smooth.
Yeah, it doesn't do that much, but a lot better than smooth.
Yeah, it's better than the smooth. The new Hex model, I've only seen photos. I haven't handled the Hex in person, but seeing that grip module, I kind of think the Hex would be more my style, as well as I believe the Hex model is ported. You guys all know that we love ported, you know, 1911, 2011 guns here. So that's probably the route I would go. But they did go with an all black look, which I do prefer. I like the all black, you know, the murdered out look. I think it looks cool, for lack of better words. Everybody's like, you said murdered out with a gun. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and you saw a car all blacked out, I was like, oh, that car's murdered out. That's how I know it as a kid. The trigger. This is the, what was it, CRP?
CRT.
CRT trigger. We thought it was polymer at first, but then when you kind of, you feel it's metal. It's probably aluminum. It's skeletonized now, 3.5 pound pull. I mean, we were both burning it down.
Yeah, it's well tuned, well built.
Like out of the box, I think it's solid. To me, it's like, it's in that perfect balance for, I can really run it fast, but I also feel comfortable with it, carrying it like defensively. Like it's not so light that, you know, if I had to start prepping that trigger because something's starting to happen, but I need to let off, I'm not going to ND or AD. But I really like the trigger. Serrations front and back, I do like their optic cuts. They're using, it comes with posts when you guys get this, and the screws go through and it kind of sandwiches the post in between. So you'll see on each side of the plate, there's actually like a recess where the screws are coming through, and it's a cool design. I like how they did it. It's unique, but I will say I am curious on my 507 if it is an adjustment issue to where it's bottoming out, because it is, you know, not a super deep cut. They are running, you know, pretty tall irons to co-witness it, which I do like that they co-witness the irons. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's a solid double stack 1911.
Yeah, it looks good too. Like, not like a standard 2011 look.
Yeah, it's got a unique look to it, while at the same time,
very cool.
If you have a 2011 holster already, it's probably going to work if you just modify it with some heat. The slides do run a little wider. You can see where the frame and the slide, it's flush, meaning there's no like step in between the two. So that typically tells you that it's going to be a wider setup, because most 1911s will have a little bit of a thinner frame in the slide, and you'll see a step there. Things that we didn't like, we both can agree, the magwell.
Yeah. It's cute.
Yeah,
not really that effective.
Aesthetically it looks cool, but it's not doing anything. When you're inserting a magazine, if you don't come at that perfect angle, it's not going. It actually like stops and hems you up. So hopefully it does look, it looks like that magwell is removable. I don't think it's, or maybe it is part of the grip. It might be into the grip. So that'd be something you'd have to go in and bevel yourself, but they probably need to enlarge it. They probably kept it this size for carry, but I do wish it was a little bigger, and I wish that the opening for it, you know, would allow you that any way you push the magazine in, that it would go in. But right now, if you don't come in, you know, pretty straight on it, you're not going to get the magnet seat or actually go in.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, solid offering. I like that they're listening to their customer base and they're evolving on the product line. There you have the third iteration of the TWC, which is the Hex. Not sure if we're gonna get that one here on the channel, guys, but it definitely looks awesome. Jacob Gray, appreciate you guys sending this out. Like this TWC Black, I definitely prefer this one over the original one. I did like the shape of this trigger guard. It just, for fitting for holster fitment stuff, it didn't really work unless you're running a weapon light. Marco, anything else?
Not really. The grip is not that aggressive, I will say, but it's nice. It's not like aggressive like a PT Evo. So
Yeah.
it's very easy on the hands.
So yeah, we had a pleasant experience shooting this thing today, guys. We only did about 3 to 350 rounds. You know, it is very similar to shooting the original Jacob Gray. Now I know people out there may be wondering, like, hey, if you had the original Jacob Gray, would you upgrade to the black? Probably not. I would stick with this. And I mean, I'm assuming you could probably change out the grip modules, but if you're running a weapon light, I'm always running a weapon light, guys. So the holster setup is irrelevant to me in regards to the trigger guard, because when you have a weapon light on it, there's going to be a channel in that holster. So the trigger guard is not the retention point anymore. So like if you had a holster that like a TR7 HLX like we're running here, you're going to be fine with either one because the light channel's there. So, but you know, if you are in the market for Jacob Gray, I would tell you to go with the black over the original. Don't know on the Hex yet. Like I said, I haven't shot that one. But any questions, let us know down below. Again, Jacob Gray, we appreciate the support. Thanks for sending it out. SuperVel, appreciate your support. Marco, thanks for taking the time today, bud. You guys watching, thank you out there. Like we said, leave us some comments or questions down below. We'll see you in the next video. For any of you that were wondering back at home, that intro build drill was a 168. This gun shoots, guys. Trigger's great. 14 splits all day long. Hey-o.